Thanks for sticking around for WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30. I'm Denise Jefferson. John Hart is on assignment for sports. Dee is at the top of the hour. Top of the local headlines, Antoine Redfield's bond was continued today. The aunt of Arbery Anthony reached out to us about talking about where they are in the case. Plus, Laney Walker Farmers Market is reopening. You still have time to go today. It will close at 7 p.m. tonight. The market will be held every first Friday of the month, located at 850 Laney Walker Boulevard. Also, we check in with Daniel Fields and Augusta Regional Airports as patrons begin to arrive for the first week of the Masters Tournament. Your news at 5:30 starts now. The Augusta National Women's Amateur has made its way from Champions Retreat in Evans to the Augusta National. John Hart is live at the National this afternoon. Hey, John.
Hey, Denisa. Yeah, the players in this Augusta National Women's Amateur field are winding down their practice round here at Augusta National this afternoon. Cameras not allowed on the course, but Augusta National has just released some of the first images of their rounds this afternoon, and we do expect to hear from a few of them after their round this evening. In the meantime, let me take you back to this morning, the continuation of round 2 at Champions Retreat Golf Club in Evans. Suspended by darkness last night, they resumed as soon as the sun came up, and overnight co-leader Beatrice Wallen of Sweden, a senior at Florida State, only had one hole left to play this morning. She parred it to finish with a 71 and a share of the lead at even par.
That it's a tough course.
A junior.
A lot can happen. I'm just gonna, like I said, take shot by shot and just enjoy it because it's gonna be my last time playing it and playing this event. So I'm just gonna go out there with a big smile and see whatever happens.
I was really excited. I had only 3 holes left, and I was kind of nervous, but I was just really excited to have only 3 holes and not like hole 9. But I'm like really pumped to play Augusta, and I've never played it before, so it's gonna be a real treat.
And while there wasn't much movement on the leaderboard this morning, there was some drama. How about this putt from Rachel Heck at the last, the 3rd-ranked amateur in the world? She finished tied for 3rd here a year ago, and there is a reason for that fist pump. That par putt earned her a spot in tomorrow's final round and avoided going to the playoff. Speaking of, 4 players did go to a playoff for the 30th and final spot in tomorrow's final round. And on the 4th playoff hole, Paula Schulz-Hansen of Germany outlasted them all to claim that final spot. Going to be a fun Saturday tomorrow. 15 players within 3 shots of the lead entering the final round here at Augusta National. Some Masters-related news to tell you about on this Friday afternoon. Defending champion Hideki Matsuyama has withdrawn from the PGA Tour event in Texas with a neck injury, and 6-time champion Jack Nicklaus announcing he will no longer be a regular participant in the par 3 contest. He will continue on as an honorary starter. Live at Augusta National Golf Club, John Hart, WJBF News Channel 6.
Thanks, John. We're following a major development from the war in Ukraine. An urgent evacuation of people from a city described as hellscape. People have been waiting for hours in line for bread. They've run out of water and very little hope until now. Monica Saradabi has the details.
Today in Ukraine, Russia claims a humanitarian corridor will open from the besieged city of Mariupol, where an estimated 100,000 people have been trapped in a humanitarian crisis, with little food, water, or electricity for weeks. Russian forces have also handed back control of the Chernobyl nuclear plant after holding the site since February. According to unconfirmed reports, Russian troops may have suffered radiation sickness after digging trenches in contaminated areas. In other areas of Ukraine, intense fighting rages on. Multiple missiles hit the capital of Kyiv Thursday, one striking while ABC's James Longman was on the air.
We just heard an enormous explosion here towards the north of where we're standing, and you can see there deep dark smoke rising into the sky. Now, we're not sure what's been hit.
But with Russia suffering so many setbacks, President Biden says Vladimir Putin may have placed some of his advisors under house arrest.
I'm not saying this with a certainty. He seems to be self-isolated, and there's some indication that he has fired or put under house arrest some of his advisors.
Meanwhile, more people fleeing Ukraine are turning up on America's southern border. More than 600 are waiting at this holding area in Tijuana, Mexico, hoping to cross the border. This woman and her kids drawing Ukrainian flags. They've been waiting since Tuesday to enter the U.S.
How hard has this been on you?
Emotionally, it was hard. Oh, we haven't been bathing. It's a very hard situation. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
Back in Ukraine, an unusual statement from President Zelensky. He said he had to fire 2 military generals. He called them traitors, but did not elaborate on their actions. Well, now it's time to take a look at your weather forecast with our chief meteorologist, Tim Miller. And Tim, a beautiful day to be on the golf course.
Yeah, it sure is, or anywhere for that matter, Denise. So looking outside now, our Jiffy Skyview cam over at SRP Park in North Augusta shows absolutely wonderful conditions. What a lovely night. And temperatures are responding nicely. 75, our current temperature reading. That's exactly where we should be for April the 1st. We'll take that. Generally speaking, we're all in the low to maybe even mid 60s or 70s. The winds have been fairly decent. I mean, still from the west, around 5 to about 10 miles per hour. So again, a little bit on the breezy side, but here's one of the real stories. Look at the humidity, 20%, 19% in Louisville. So there it is. It's certainly a lot of dry air overhead. Satellite view all across the CSRA shows really just wonderful conditions. Two-state view pretty much showing the same thing. Any clouds out near the coast, high pressure dominating the forecast. And that'll be with us really tonight all the way through tomorrow and the weekend. Temperatures around the two-state from a little cooler, 67 in Atlanta, 78 in Savannah, 80 in Brunswick, so certainly warmer along the coast. Get plans for tonight. Again, it will be absolutely delightful. We'll do 72 at 7 o'clock. Notice we'll fall in the 60s, then into the 50s, so just certainly grab a light jacket for you for tonight. Tomorrow, we'll start off with sunshine, and really sunshine throughout the entire day, except for 1 or 2 little clouds in the afternoon. Once again, we'll top out about 75 degrees. It's a hole-in-one forecast, which is absolutely perfect. So instead of getting rid of, little kissy guy emoji, I put the golf ball there. Why not, right? Temperatures in the 70s, lows in the 40s. We're going to talk about the weekend, which is great, but then we're going to talk about what's going to happen next week. There are some changes headed our way. We'll detail all of that out in just a few minutes. Denise.
All right, thanks, Tim. President Biden taking a victory lap over newly released jobs numbers. The economy added 431,000 last month, with unemployment dropping to 3.6%. Numbers slightly lower than expectations. Still, according to the Wall Street Journal, this is now the 11th straight month of job growth above 400,000 and the strongest job growth since 1939, the highest it's been in 40 years.
The specifics of this deal are continuing to be worked out, so I don't have a breakdown for you of exactly where that funding would go. This is a live negotiation.
Top negotiators say they're close on a $10 billion deal in additional COVID relief funding. It's significantly less than the $22 billion bill the Biden administration initially requested. A major announcement by President Biden to ease the pain at the pump. The U.S. will release up to 180 million barrels of oil from the nation's emergency supply. The president predicting the prices at the pump will go down fairly significantly. But some critics worry if this will even help and whether the president's move will leave the U.S. vulnerable in the future, as the reserve stockpile would drop to its lowest level since 1984.
I think the administration's anti-fossil fuel views are sort of like a religion. Until that policy changes, we're going to have a problem.
President Biden believes Americans could pay 10 to 35 cents a gallon less at the pump in the weeks ahead, potentially dropping the national average below $4 a gallon. Now to Will Packer, the lead producer of Sunday's Oscars ceremony, speaking out in his first public comments since Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage. He breaks down what was happening behind the scenes as the world watched the awards show. Here's Rena Roy.
In an ABC News exclusive, the lead producer of the Oscars ceremony, Will Packer, sitting down with ABC's TJ Holmes after the slap that stunned the world.
It was like somebody poured concrete in that room. It was this feeling of what just happened. Is this real? How am I supposed to react?
When Will Smith walked onto the stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock Sunday after a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, Packer says he was watching in awe behind the scenes.
I thought it was a bit. I thought it was a bit like everybody else.
But the slap was real, and offstage moments later, the LAPD offered to get involved.
The LAPD made it clear we will do whatever you want us to do, and one of the options is that we will go and arrest him right now.
But Packer says Rock just wanted to move on from the shocking moment.
And he was telling me, I'm fine. Let's just get past this. And they said, you know, would you like us to take any action? And he said no.
The academy saying they asked Smith to leave, but he refused. So organizers were considering physically removing him.
I immediately went to the academy leadership that was on site. I was advocating what Rock wanted in that time, which was not to physically remove Will Smith.
Smith went on to win Best Actor, apologizing to the Academy and his fellow nominees, later apologizing to Packer and on Instagram to Rock.
Packer worries some historic moments from the show celebrating diversity and inclusivity will be forgotten because of this incident, but he does credit Rock for his composure during the whole ordeal, which he says helped salvage the night. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Coming up next in What's Trending, have you ever wanted to own a town? Well, now you can. Plus, Attorney General's calling on TikTok and Snapchat to beef up security.